there's a pants and pyjamas mind the gap party on Monday.
Yes.
It was your idea, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't my idea, but I've been promoting it, so...
Do you think that's actually a good way to promote LGBT students? Doesn't just present them as a sexualised ghetto?
I wouldn't...
Separate from other students?
I don't think it would. Ultimately, what we've got to think about is we've got to try and engage as many people as we possibly can. And what we found by doing the pants and pyjamas party is the actual, on Facebook, the number of confirmed guests and maybe guests that we've got is far higher than the 80s or the regular or the Mexican mind the gap. So I think in terms of actually engaging student populations to come along, it's something that really helps. And that's what I had a little concerns, perhaps we might be over-sexualising ourselves, which is why we stopped short of having a slave auction, which some people wanted. So I think it's something that we took into account when it comes to engaging people actively on campus. It's sort of a risk we're willing to take, I think.
You mentioned in your manifesto holding a queer crush. Is that going to bring in numbers? Is it going to, are gay people going to want to go to this?
I think undoubtedly they would, because the music at Crush is really good, and the problem is at times there can be atmospheres which a gay man might find quite intimidating. And I think if we advertise it, because the amount of LSE people that go to Crush, it's not purely LSE. There are quite a few people that go from other universities, and if we just get all the other LGBT societies involved, and in fact loads of people, like I'm sure the vast majority of girls in heaven aren't gay, in fact love going to LGBT themed events just because they see it as a safe atmosphere free from this sort of intimidation that you might usually get at Crush.
Will your average AU jock come to a queer Crush?
They might not, but if they don't, we're not bothered, because the average LGBT student doesn't go to Crush anyway, so perhaps it's our turn to have a go.
Was there a jock culture in the uni? Is it homophobic?
I reckon perhaps as you get with all athletics unions, there's a bit of element. If you've got like guys out playing rugby, it's very masculine and manly. They can feel intimidated by LGBT students and gay guys. And I think it's something which is, despite being completely illogical, because there are so many LGBT students that do play sports, I think it's sort of, I stay shy of saying there's a jock homophobic culture, because I reckon if you actually start talking to them and engaging them and informing them, they actually start being open and quite accepting as everyone else is. But we found it hard to integrate as LGBT society, which I've been doing for the last year, with the athletics union.
Well, focusing on the T in the job title, how much does your average LSE student know about transsexuals?
I think not nearly enough, but the problem we have is that statistically you'll only get 2 in every 25,000 people actually being T, let alone coming out as T. So that makes it quite difficult from a campus that has 8,100 students to actually have a vocal population of people that are out like that. But I think in terms of actually educating people, I reckon that the Students' Union needs to do far more, and something like gender-neutral toilets would really help. Because even if you don't actually have them used for trans people, people say, why do you have these? And we say, we have them because there might be trans people, so they can have a safe place to go. It would actually help to raise awareness of it on campus.
So this is Michael Lock, and he's running for International Students Officer. If you wouldn't mind saying a few words to
actually care about that.
Sure.